those hipsters, I want to.
I said it, don't stop, don't stop, don't stop talking to me. Don't stop giving me things.
Hello and welcome to my preview for the 2013 Formula 1 Korean Grand Prix. As it stands now, there's still no word on the silly season as of yet. There's still a few spots open at Lotus, at Caterham and Toro Rosso, for example. We still don't know what's happening with Felipe Massa, whether he's going to stay in the sport or go somewhere else. There's reports that Kovalainen is going to go to Caterham. To be honest, I think Kovalainen will be well suited at Caterham. They really need a guy like him to develop their car further up the grid. For Toro Rosso, there's reports that Antonio Felix da Costa is going to step into the car for next season. He's obviously the most most qualified for that job at Toro Rosso in terms of Red Bull's young drivers, so I think he'll go there. But in terms of the other seats, it's still all up in the air at this stage, especially with guys like Hulkenberg, and we don't know where he's going to go yet either. So let me know what you guys thinking of where those guys are going to go. I'd be interested to know what you guys think there. But anyway, back to this race this weekend at Korea. The track itself is very technical. It's got a good mix of slow and fast corners. The first sector in particular, it's got big hairpins, heavy braking zones. It's good for overtaking, but in terms of the driving, I don't think it's the best sector. That's where sector 2 and 3 really comes into it. It's really a driver's sector. Not good for overtaking, but it is a lot of fun to drive. So it's definitely going to test teams, drivers, and the setups. Do you go for a high downforce setup or do you go for a low downforce one and really defend yourself on the straights and make yourself better for overtaking? So it's going to be interesting to see which way the teams go, and it'll definitely have an impact on qualifying and the race. At Korea, this track will really suit Red Bull. Red Bull have been very strong here the last few years. Sebastian Vettel was going to win every year since 2010. But he had an engine failure in 2010, so that stopped him from winning that race there. Fernando Alonso won that race, of course. Last year, Mark Webber got pole position around here, but he wasn't able to capitalise on that. Vettel got past him and was able to walk away with that race. So that really goes without saying that if Vettel gets on pole and he gets away on the first lap, no one's going to catch him. So qualifying is very important in this race. As it seems with every race this year, it seems that all the races are run on the first lap. So if Vettel is leading on the first lap, then no one's going to catch him. So somebody has got to get out in front and just stop Vettel from winning. As simple as that, because everyone just seems to squabble for second, and really Vettel just keeps on getting away. So hopefully that can be rectified, and hopefully someone else can catch Vettel in the championship, because it's almost all but one now. I don't think form-wise anything's really going to change. I mean, the development race is really starting to kick in for 2014. Teams are starting to shift their focus to next year's car, and so everyone's sort of performance will sort of be around about the same for the remaining races of this season, which is a little bit disappointing. But with this championship almost gone, you could see why people are shifting their focus to next year with the big rule changes coming in. So, but anyway, back to this race. I think the tyre wear won't be too bad around this track. Korea doesn't really have a reputation as a high wear track, so the surface itself is fairly new. It's fairly smooth, so in that instance it should be fairly easy on the tyres. I think the only problem will probably be the graining, so that won't be a major factor for the teams this weekend. The tyres that the teams have to use this weekend are the medium and the super soft, so you'd have to expect about 2 stops over the course of this race. The first stop being the first stint, being probably the longest. You want to stretch that out as long as you can. I think the leaders will be doing that so that they can find a nice gap and not, come out in traffic, because that'll really hurt them in terms of their race strategy, because it is fairly tough to overtake at this track, especially if you can't get the move done on the first couple of straights there. So you'll be stuck behind a car for the whole middle and third sector. So you won't want to do that, so staying out as long as possible. And the first stint will probably be the winning strategy, I suppose. But anyway, my top 10 prediction for this weekend, you just can't bet against Vettel. He's just on a roll at the moment. I don't think anyone can stop him. So I've got him for pole position and the race win. With Mark Webber in second, I think he might turn it around and back up Vettel for a Red Bull 1-2. In third, I've got Fernando Alonso with Lewis Hamilton in fourth, Kimi Raikkonen in fifth, Nico Rosberg in sixth, Felipe Massa in seventh with Paul di Resta in eighth. And rounding out the top 10, I've got Romain Grosjean and Jenson Button. So that's pretty much my predictions for this weekend. I think it's going to be pretty straightforward for Vettel, you'd have to say. pretty Red Bull dominant tracks, so we'll see what happens, but hopefully someone can get one over him in qualifying, and then hopefully the race will be a little bit interesting at the front. But yeah, let me know what your guys' predictions are on the top 3. I'll be interested to know what you guys think is going to happen this weekend. I want to say a big thanks to Renewable Buttons for the gameplay in the background. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description. So that's pretty much it from me, guys. I hope you guys enjoy the race on Sunday. But until then, I'll see you guys next time.